What's up, fight fans? Thank you, as always, for coming through. Much appreciated. I don't think I've ever done a video on Josh Taylor. Have I done a video on Josh Taylor? Maybe. Actually, no, I did. After his destruction of Ahara Davis. It wasn't in praise of Josh Taylor. I think I just done a video destroying Ahara Davis, to be fair. So, truth be told, I've not done a video on Josh Taylor properly yet. And why not do one now? Obviously, we all know it's just been announced, well, I say just been announced a few hours ago, that Josh Taylor will take on former world champion Viktor Postol on the 23rd of June in Glasgow. And I was like, what? I think I tweeted, bloody hell. How impressive of a step up is that? And I'm going to criticize some promoters and managers and fighters in the next few minutes, so bear with me. But for now, let's just give credit to Josh Taylor for that step up. And you've just got to appreciate the move, right? He beat Ahara Davis in 2017. When was that? August 2017. So that was a case of, okay, I know I'm above British level. Yeah, so why play about in British level? Why try and go for a British title and all that crap that a lot of these fighters do? I want to win the Lonsdale belt outright. Yeah, I get it. But, if you know you can go, go. And then I thought he took a big jump fighting the experienced Miguel Vasquez, knocked him out. It's like, okay, I may be fringe world level. And then Winston Campos knocked him out. And it's like, okay, let's just move. Let's just move. Forget the fact that I've only had, 12, 13 fights. Let's just go. And I think him, Cyclone Promotions, Barry McGuigan need a pat on the back for taking this move, because Viktor Postol ain't no joke. You speak to a lot of people in the know, and they still say he's at least number 2 or at worst the 3rd best junior welterweight in the division. Like at worst. He's only lost once, and that was to Terence Crawford, and that was like this big unification fight. I remember it was on pay-per-view. It stunk on pay-per-view. And don't get me wrong, Viktor Postol got outskilled, outclassed, outmanned, everything. But that's Terence Crawford. That's the guy that a lot of people have as the pound-for-pound #1 in the world right now. In saying that, I did watch, and this is literally in the last couple of hours, I didn't watch it at the time, but I did watch Viktor Postol's comeback fight after the Terence Crawford loss, and that was a guy called Najmidinov. You guys can watch that fight on YouTube, or at least the highlights anyway. Again, Najmidinov, like Josh Taylor, unbeaten. The fight was in Ukraine, Kiev. He didn't look good, did Postol. He got dropped in that fight, I think in the 6th or 7th round. He hung on to survive, but he didn't look great. So I don't know if he's there for the taking now. He is 34 years old, so you kind of wonder, maybe that Lucas Matisse performance, which was a good performance, and the Terence Crawford loss, maybe that's it. Maybe that was the limit. And maybe Josh Taylor's getting him at a good time. But nonetheless, Josh Taylor's taking a step up here, and Viktor Postol's probably thinking this is easy money and taking a step down. So this is going to be tough for Josh Taylor. But again, thumbs up for taking the risk. That's what boxers need to start doing. They need to start rolling the dice a bit here. And I think Josh Taylor and his team are definitely rolling the dice. But if you win, then well, I think the 140 division's up for anyone, really. I mean, Terence Crawford's gone. Adrian Broner doesn't know what weight he wants to fight at. And Mikey Garcia's vacated his belt and he's gone back down to 135. So there isn't much scary. Don't get me wrong, there's still good fighters out there. I mean, Progress looked great in his last performance against Ndongo. But again, how good was Ndongo? Maybe we were too high on Ndongo because of what he done to Ricky Burns. So there are opportunities there to get a belt and get a title. And not just nick a belt, I mean, get a belt. There's a difference. I'm not trying to say find the easiest route and steal a belt. I'm talking about legitimately winning a world title. And I think this is the first step to them doing that. And they have to be praised. Now, if you guys follow me on Twitter, hopefully a lot of you guys do, you'll know that I've been very critical of one person when I think of someone taking a jump and taking a risk. And this is not the fighter's fault. I don't believe this is the fighter's fault at all. I think it's his promoter, his management, whoever else is involved in that decision making when it comes to stepping up. And that guy is Bradley Skeete. When you think about what Josh Taylor's done, not everyone will do what Josh Taylor's done, I admit. But Bradley Skeete has had, how many fights Bradley Skeete had? 27, 28 fights or something like that? But the reason I'm critical of Bradley Skeete is this. I watched Bradley Skeete against Frankie Gavin in 2014. Unlucky to lose that fight. Very good fight. Stepped up. Stepped up. And then after that fight against Frankie Gavin, done the usual kind of fighting nobodies. No one knows him. No one's interested in those fights. And then took on Sam Eggington. And not only took him on a Matchroom card away from home against a Sam Eggington that everyone was a bit high on. I wasn't too high on Sam Eggington, but nonetheless, people were. And he beat Sam Eggington, and he made it look easy. So that for me is British level, right? That's like, okay, I'm clearly above British level, because I think Sam Eggington, it's fair to say, was probably the best in Britain at the time. He beat Sam Eggington, made it look easy. That's when you take a step. That's when you say, you know what, I'm clearly above British level here. It's time to go. That was in 2016. Now, the guy he's fighting in what? I think it's on Saturday. Shit. The guy he's fighting on Saturday, Lejaraga from Bilbao for the EBU European welterweight title. If he took that fight after Sam Eggington, I wouldn't even be complaining. But he didn't. He done the British scene again. He fought a guy called Lepelli for some WBO European title. Again, British level fight as far as I'm concerned. John Fane, Shane Singleton and Dale Evans. When is he gonna step up? What are they doing with him? He's 30. He's 30 years old. He's only lost once, and that was to a very good Frankie Gavin. And he's 28 fighters for a European EBU welterweight title. It's just, come on. I honestly feel sorry for Bradley Skeete. Again, this is a Josh Taylor video, so apologies to talk about Bradley Skeete, but I feel sorry for him. Not only are you fighting an unbeaten kid that no one really knows too much about. I think he's promoted by Lou DiBella. I could be wrong. I think he is. No one knows too much about. You're fighting him away from home, and it's just for a European title. I mean, something you should have done 10 fights ago, you're doing now. And there's someone like Josh Taylor, who on his 12th or 13th fight is fighting Viktor Postol. Josh Taylor loses to Viktor Postol, no shame. No shame at all. Everyone will be like, okay, he lost to a world-class fighter, a guy that is ranked number 2 or 3 in the division. Bradley Skeete, on Saturday, if he loses to a guy that no one knows, especially casuals, we don't know, then it's like, oh, yeah, Bradley Skeete's European level because he lost to some kid in Bilbao and no one knows him. It's just, the rewards are just nothing. You know when you thought weigh up risk-reward? I'm sorry, the reward of a European belt is just not worth it. For someone like Bradley Skeete, who, like I said, is 28 fights in and is 30 years old. It's just not worth it at all. And I just feel like maybe he needs a fresh start. I don't know how many fights he's got left on his Frank Warren Box Nation contract, but if I was him, I mean, look, come on, what would Eddie do with him? And I don't like to mention Eddie Hearn a lot, but what would Eddie Hearn do with him by now? I mean, Paul Butler's got a world title fight, again, on the undercard of David Haye versus Tony Bellew. He would have got him in, you know Eddie Hearn likes his final eliminators. He would have got him in a final eliminator against someone in the top 10 in the welterweight division. Someone that we know. Someone like a Jesse Vargas, for example. He would have got him against someone like that. Or an Andre Berto. You know he would have. And now we have him against a guy that no one knows, rolling the dice for a bloody EB European welterweight title. Pathetic. But back to Josh Taylor. Well done, Josh. Fingers crossed. After watching Viktor Postol's last performance, I think you can beat him. I think you will outbox him. It's just a risky one, but that's what boxing's about. You've got to roll the dice. That is risk-reward. Do you know what I mean? Look at the difference. It's a high-risk fight, but the rewards if you win, I mean, you go right into the top 5 of the 140-pound division. You go right in there. And all of a sudden, you're in America or Vegas or maybe even Scotland fighting for world titles. Huge! Well done. Well done, Cyclone Promotions.